Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the SRL Scandinavian Racing League Tier 1 stream for the Belgian Grand Prix at the iconic Franchorchamps. And boy, am I excited for this race today. 22 laps of high-octane action around here. And I'm seeing the live chat already being lit up with support. Hopefully the stream on all of your ends are running okay. We are going to go into qualifying very soon. We've got 18 drivers on today's grid. I think before we'll get into the race and everything and into qualifying, I'll quickly give you a rundown of the standings. So let's start off with our drivers' standings. Following a win last week, Narastaja jumped from 3rd in the championship all the way up into P1 on 99 points. A long way back is Nugget Box. Didn't have the best of races last week. They are in 2nd, just 4 points ahead of Emzo, who had an absolutely dreadful race. Started off really well and then got some front wing damage. Had a spin, had to come into the pits earlier than they'd have liked. They're on 81 points. And then Tixie does make a return tonight. They are here for Aston Martin on 53 points. And Noel Mali, I also believe, is racing today on 43. Winner of our... is it French Grand Prix? I think it was the French Grand Prix that Noel Mali won. I do tell a lie. He won the British Grand Prix. Lord Gaben on 39 points, and then Cello on 35. Alexander Dejoux, after a podium, 2 podiums in a row now, looking at trying to make it 3 and find their way to the top step. Yet to do so in this championship. Danny Might in P9, I think this is, on 30 points, then Bubbles after them. Lil Tango, podium on debut for Haas in 11th. Skillers in 12th. Then Dicta on 13 points in 13th. Metal Maskin in 14th. And then Grande Goran for the reserve team on 12 points. Hib on 10. Viborg on 4. Papa Aberg on 4 as well. Psycho on 3, and then rounding out the grid, taking points last race, if I'm not mistaken, was Blue Monkey. But let's see how these driver standings shape up the constructors. Aston Martin do lead the way at the moment on 138. Red Bull in 2nd with 116. Only 3 points ahead of Mercedes on 113. Then McLaren on 72 in 4th. 5th for Williams on 46. Alpha Tauri in 5th position, no 6th position, sorry, on 43. Then Haas on 27, Ferrari on 23, the Vikings reserve team on 12, Alpine on 10, and then Alfa Romeo rounding out the grid. But without further ado, everybody, it is now time to get into qualifying. 18 minutes around this circuit. Here we are, getting ready for today, and we can already see some drivers coming out of the pit lane. I'm just quickly going to plug in my controller so I can actually control everything. So I forgot to do that. I was a bit distracted before the stream started, but here we are. Shadow's coming out for an outlap on the set with soft composite tires, a bit hazy in the skies as well. See how that shapes up the grid. There we go. Controller has been plugged in. Just got to press a button here. Right, here we are. So, let's get the track map on. See who's the furthest up on an outlap. So the Lil Tango and Metal Maskin, Lil Tango, previously mentioned, podium on debut. On their outlap, through one corner. Before they actually get on their laps, I'm going to pull up the track map for this Franchorchamps, just so I can get all the corner names correct. There we go. This works. So through Stavelot, up towards Paul Frere. So I'm getting all the French names right. Metal Maskin is not Metal Maskin. His teammate Lil Tango. Got the heat in the tyres. 100% of the battery as well. Readied up for this qualifying lap. It's got no traffic in front of them. Closest driver is actually out on circuit. It's Mali. Here we go, Lil Tango. Now to begin this qualifying lap, up towards turn number 1 of La Source. If you're braking 300 kilometers all the way down to about 75. The stopping power of that hat is monumental. On the run up towards Eau Rouge and Radion, a really tricky high speed, but almost completely flat out through here. Here we go. Little Tango rises to the crest and through Radion he goes, and on towards the Kemmel Straight, where we're going to see probably most of the overtakes this week. Coming down towards the late chicane, turn 7, 8, and 9 this is. See how the half car turns the wheel. Very smooth with the inputs, I'd say. Now down in towards Bruxelles this is. Take an off-board shot through a no-name corner. Turn number 11 this is. Down towards Pouon. One of the quickest corners on this track. Downhill left-hander. Little Tango. Been pretty clean on this lap so far. Towards now Campus. Short little SS section through here. Little Tango, it might not be the quickest time in this session. Who knows? It's the only time in this session so far. 14.3 through the second sector split. Through Paul Frere and up towards Blanchemont now. It's almost flat out up towards the bus stop chicane now. See how this lap has panned out. Pretty tidy now towards the bus stop chicane. To complete this lap, Little Tango getting onto the power early, opening up the DRS to cross the line. First time on the board is going to be a 1 minute 42.771. Nugget Box goes 4/10 quicker. See if we can catch them towards the end of their lap. Let's ride on board with Metal Maskin. Start to come to the line. Slowest of the bunch so far. Only 3 drivers actually put in a lap. Danny might go into 4th. Watch his teammate Dicta. About to come up towards the end of their run. The braking zone might have been held up by the slow traffic. And yeah, I don't think Dicta wanted to back out on that lap. I think the traffic held them up there. Cello has gone 2nd quickest. Blue Monkey's gone 4th. Noel Coleman has gone 7th. See if we can catch anyone who's sort of midway through their lap. Bubbles, unfortunately invalid. We catch Mali at the moment. I'm going to set the medium tyres. Go for the alternative route. Not looking that quick though. 1 minute 20.987 through the second sector split. They might have made a mistake on their run. I don't think they're pushing at the moment. They're not draining any of their battery. So how about we go away from one Mercedes and hop on board with another. Now Stargate just begun a lap. 4 wins so far this season out of 7 races in this championship. Now Stargate has been really consistent so far. Up, Eau Rouge and Rabion towards the Kemmel Straight. Bit of traffic up in front. There's a slow Alfa Romeo car. Hopefully they don't impede our championship leader through the chicane now. We're right on board. Through here, the Alfa Romeo has managed to get out of the way, but could come back to bite him up towards Bruxelles and No Name Corner. Downhill right-hander, very easy to lock up through here. But tidily done by Narastarja, the Finnish driver. Making a very interesting line, which I'm not too sure how it works, but it does. I think Tix has just completed a lap to go 4th fastest in this session. Still Nugget Box, uncontested. One Alfa Romeo gets out of the way. The other one of Vivo just in front. I saw Lord Gaben off to the right-hand side, spun off the circuit. Vivo has to get out of the way of Narastarja, who is on a flyer. Seemingly is the quickest of all at the moment. We'll just have to see how the rest of this lap pans out. In towards the chicane now. Narastarja. Got to beat up 42.3 to start on pole position provisionally. Coming up towards the line. What can the Finn do? Oh, it is just enough. 1 minute 42.376. Just get the gap to the leader. That's 16 thousandths of a second quicker. Gotta just quickly delete a message. There we go. I see you in the chat. Why aren't you out on circuit? Mr. Noel Coleman. Noel Coleman, of course, a race winner in this series. down in 14th at the moment. Just helping me do some moderation as well as commentate at the same time. A man of many talents I am. See if anyone's on a run at the moment. Set a medium he specifies. Okay. Emzo's completed a lap. They're on their in-lap. Yeah, Emzo's on an in-lap here. A little bit tired today, but we all have that. See Emzo just going through Stavelot here. And yeah, 3 seconds off the pace. So I think most drivers have finished with their first runs, coming up for their second laps now. Nugget Box was the quickest of all for quite some time. Since then has been dethroned by Anastasia. Now they're just separated by less than the blink of an eye. Very tight margins between the pair of them. Let's see if Nugget Box on what's presumably a fresh set of soft tyre. See what they can muster. They just come through Campos now and up towards Stavelot from their outlet. Got a bit of traffic in front of them. It's either Mali or Narastarter. I believe it's Mali. Could be on a run, but we'll keep him in the box. We'll keep an eye out for the Mercedes car. So far in this session, we've watched Narastarter go quickest, Lil Tango go 5th fastest. We'll watch Nugget Box on a full run of Belgium. Come through the bus stop chicane to begin this lap. Interesting lines through there. I know a lot of drivers like to take it wide so they can get the speed in towards turn number 1. Nugget Box hasn't opted to do that. Towards the first braking zone. Short shifting up the gears to get the most traction possible. Now on the run up towards Eau Rouge. Quick left and then the long uphill climb through Radion. DRS open. We'll see what the top speed is for Nugget Box. You can see speeds about almost about 326 kilometers per hour we just saw there. And I think that's a lot quicker than I think any of us will ever go. Unless someone's fortunate enough to drive an F1 car. That'd be the dream, wouldn't it? Through no name corner now. Nugget Box has looked pretty good on this lap. Hasn't invalidated, kept it clean. Running a different line than Narastarja did through there. Through Pouon corner. And up towards Campos, the short series of S. I guess you can call it S's, but it's really just an S. Turn left and then turn right. Scratch that's the other way around. Left. Wait, no, is it? I'm not too sure. Nugget Box almost a 10th up on their previous best. So right turn, then you turn left. All in almost one fell swoop of the wheel. But Nugget Box on this lap is finding enough improvement to jump ahead of Narastarja. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce the name. If you could give me a proper announcement, a pronunciation, that'd be lovely. Nugget Box had to fight the car out the exit and has improved, gone ahead of the Mercedes. Apparently I'm pronouncing the name wrong for. Cello on this lap. They've got Emzo just in front of them, interestingly enough, on an out lap. Give them a little bit of a slipstream down the straight here. Not straight, but good launch one. They're improving by about 0.2 per second. You can see the slipstream effect is going to come into play here, as Emzo is likely going to dart out of the way. Right at the corner, there you go, into the braking zone now. The Red Bulls working very well together. Noel Coleman has gone into 3rd position. Going to be displaced by Cello, who does go the quickest of the bunch. The 142.228 was ahead of Nugget Box. I believe the favour is going to be returned to Emzo here. Helping out their teammate. Help me, help you, they say, because up the hill, going to give a healthy dose of slipstream down the Kemmel Straight now. Got to clear Williams' car of Noel Coleman. Emzo gets out of the way. Moves on back onto the racing line just at the right moment. And is improving on this run. So we'll see what the Red Bull can do in towards Bruchel corner. The downhill right-hander, right on board through this sector, in towards no-name corner, clipping the curve on entry, running it out wide on exit. Easy to invalidate there, but they've done it very nice indeed. In through cool now. And Emzo looking very nice and tidy. Red Bull could be competitive in this race. Wow. 0.6 of improvement on this run. He's going to be the next one to complete the lap. So if this does continue, then we will see a 1-2 for Red Bull. Front row lockout. Not really been in the right place at the right time together in this season so far. Normally they've been pretty sparse around the grid. But Emzo up towards the line. And across it here, we're going to see a 41. We are indeed 0.8 improvement on their previous best, a 141.879. Brilliant stuff there from Emzo to go ahead of their teammate. Watching Anastasia now towards the line. Is finding an improvement, and it might not be enough to defeat Emzo. Across the line, displacing the Red Bull of Cello, and not enough to beat Emzo. Got themselves in a Red Bull sandwich. See the gaps here. Just half a tenth separating Emzo and Anastasia. Tixie doesn't seem like they're pushing on this run. What about Papa Abo? Haven't seen too much of them in this session. And I believe they're on a run at the moment. Hib is pushing. I set the medium tyres, interestingly enough. Need a 42.8 to start inside the top 10 on this set of the medium. 3 minutes left to go. Normally it's a gamble that you go for at the beginning of qualifying. So very late to the strategy. On 51.2, so we're going to take the improvements. We're going to take them with a pinch of salt, I'd say. Maybe a big helping of them. There we go, in towards the Bruchel corner now. The Alpine team's got a driver inside the top 10 at the moment, Vidu. On a 42.7. That might be Hib's goal to beat their teammate. We'll see what drivers have done their best laps on. Mali at the moment has done a 43.6 on a set of the mediums. They fitted a set of the softs on screen here. It's Hib now. Through Stavelot. What's the time through a second sector? 14.8. We've been seeing, I think, high 13s. Some of the drivers like Emzo and Anastasia. So we might not see Hib inside the top 10. I'm going to predict around about 9th position. But of course, other drivers coming up for their final runs on out laps. Really could help. Really could help them. Hinder Hib, who's about to come to the line. What's it going to be for the Alpine? Oh dear, they lost it in the final sector there. They'll be starting at most 17th position. Hop on board with their teammate, Vidu. See, they've just begun their lap. Nugget Box has also just started on one. So final laps are beginning to come out here. Yellow flags all about the track at the moment. Sector 1 and sector 2. I think that might be Tixie looking to give their teammate a slipstream. The luxury that Anastasia doesn't have, unfortunately. And here we go down the straight. Nugget Box going to get the slipstream from Tixie. Has to go around their teammate, interestingly enough. Tixie didn't waver, didn't move out of the way. And Nugget Box actually lost time through the first sector. Downhill section now. Reached the peak at Lecom. It's all about going back down the hill. I'll reach the lowest point at Stavelot. Lowest altitude of this Belgian circuit, Franchorchamps. The inclination is absolutely huge. I believe the difference in altitude in meters is about the same as the Elizabeth Tower in London. Doesn't know it as Big Ben. Nugget Box has found an improvement. Yeah, it just goes to show how crazy steep this circuit is. Bubbles gets out of the way of the Aston Martin. Luckily, this is going to be their final run 40 seconds left in this session for drivers on out laps to begin their runs. Might not be enough for Emzo, I think. Let's come out the set of the mediums. Maybe to give a slipstream to Cello in front. We go nugget box towards the line. Can only muster third position. The 142.165. Narastarja's not out on circuit in the pit lane. He's going to be there qualifying over. Emzo still provisionally at the top at the moment. But Cello could be finding an improvement in the second sector at the moment. We've got one car ahead of Mali. We should be nearing the point where qualifying is at an end. There we go. Clock has struck 0. Emzo and Narastarja have missed the cut. Lil Tango improves to 8th position. Cello purple through sector 2. But he needs about a 10th of a second to improve and get into into third position on the second row of the grid. We'll see through the bus stop chicane. We'll watch the Red Bull car riding on board. Mali has gone into 6th position. What about Cello towards the line? Does find an improvement. Just over a 10th ahead of Nugget Box. And now we'll see Tixie on their run, but they're behind their teammate. You'd have expected Nugget Box to back off and give the slipstream, but it's not worked. Miscalculation might hinder the Aston Martin here. It's one of the major candidates for pole position, but I think we'll ride on board with Noel Coleman through the final sector. He's just come up to the bus stop chicane, then we'll hop back on board with the Aston Martin car. There's Noel Coleman to the line, 6th place ahead of Mali. Back to Tixie here, has found just under a 10th of an improvement. Needs to find a little bit more to jump ahead of Cello and Nugget Box into onto the second row of the grid. We'll just have to see how this final sector works out for the Swedish driver. In towards the braking zone now. I hope they are Swedish because I'd have gotten that one wrong. And off the exit, off the corner, Tixie to the line. What's it going to be? It is an improvement, but only slight. Nugget Box not going to push lap here. I think Lord Gaben's just crossed the line to go into 8th. That pushes Metal Maskin up at the top 10, giving them a free choice of tyre. Up at Eberg's not pushing. What about him? And not pushing. So that brings us to an end of qualifying here. All drivers have completed their laps. And it is this man, Emzo, on top with a 1 minute 41.879. Went out on a set of the mediums, presumably to give Cello a slipstream down the straight. It's worked a treat for Red Bull because they're 1 and 3 at the moment. Going to be starting in tandem. Narastarja does split them, and please, to whoever made fun of my pronunciation, please give me advice. How do I actually pronounce it so I don't get it wrong in the future? You know what, I'll just put it in chat as well. How to pronounce Narastarja. Did I spell it right? I didn't. There we go. I'll put that in there. And we can move on. Here we're just waiting for the Alpine team to wheel them back into the garage. We should be getting ready for 22 laps of Belgian Grand Prix action. Nobody knows. Brilliant. Right, well, you know what? I'll just say it the way that I know how, and that's incorrectly. We're going to full rundown of qualifying now. Emzo, the Swede, on top. Just half a 10th ahead of Narastarja. Ahead of Cello, who starts in 3rd, then 4th for Nugget Box. I said Tixie was Swedish, got it wrong. They're actually from Finland. Then 6th for Noel Coleman. Mali in 7th, 8th for Lord Gaben. Edo in 9th. Lil Tango rounds out the top 10. Same as how you write Narastarja. Narastarja. Listen, mate, I'm trying my best here. As an uninformed Englishman, our dialects are very different. I'll quickly bring you over to the intermission scene. Also get ready to get into the lobby. Should ask him in an interview. You know what? That is a great. That's a great advice, actually. I'll do that. Right. I'll quickly play the intro, and then I'll bring you back over to the game scene, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to the Belgian Grand Prix. Here we are. Drivers locking in their strategy. Going to get ready for 22 laps. Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes, Red Bull. The story of Formula 1 in 2021. I'm going to adjust my microphone just quickly. We got the rest of the grid's rundown of drivers outside the top 10. Metal Maskin in 11th. I'll just get the tyres up so you can see. Dicta in 12th. Papa Aberg in 13th. Viberg in 14th. 15th for Bubbles. Blue Monkey in 16th. Danny Might in 17th. And Hib has got a last question mark challenge in front of them. I know that they've got a lot of love for drivers in the from fans in the live chat. They'll be starting on a set of the mediums, as is Metal Maskin, Dicta and Danny White. Interesting for the Alpha Tauris to go for the same strategy. Both of them on a set of the mediums. We'll see how that works out in terms of the pit stops. To be fair, they do have a pretty decent bit of breathing room in between them. 4 cars split them both. Oh my goodness me. Why does this keep happening? Right. I'm going to try my hardest to get back in as quick as I can so I can join this lobby. No way this keeps happening. It happens. It happened last week. But then I did another commentary. Literally on Thursday. I was streaming and I was absolutely fine. This game really does just hate me. But I will bring you back over in just a moment's notice. I'm trying to spam my controller just so I can get in as quick as I can. You can hear EA Sports. EA Sports. There we go. I think we should be joining before the start. And there we go. Back over to the game scene. You know what? It's good that it's happened now. Instead of at the start, which happened last week. Gave me 3 laps. I'm hoping that I've got back in time. I have. Wow. Perfect timing. Complete. Right, so Emzo pulling into the grid box. Hib just coming through the final corner now. Put the position, as you know, we'll keep it just the timing tower. So, as Hib pulls into their grid slot, get ready for some Belgian Grand Prix action. Because here we are, Mercedes on the right, Red Bull on the left. We are on the way for the Belgian Grand Prix, and already it looks like a good start from Emzo in towards turn number 1, covering the outside line of Narastaja as Tixie's gone up the inside of Cello in towards turn number 1. Bit of carnage back behind. I think Noel Carman has gone around there as now they run up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. We can see Decta and Edu going wheel to wheel through here. That's not ideal. There's a little bit of wheel bang between the pair of them, but it all has worked out well. As here goes Narastaja, will run on board with the Mercedes car in towards the late comp chicane. I don't believe they've got the drive to go past Emzo here. What about Cello, who's trying to look back around the outside of Nugget Box? He's lost 2 positions off the start of this Grand Prix and has got Mali breathing down their neck through Lake Carmen up towards Bruxelles, a downhill right-hander. Looks like Mali trying to go to the outside line. Can't make that one work just about, but now riding through in towards the no-name corner right on the rear of the Honda-powered Red Bull car. Don't believe they've got the run out through there. Difficult to follow. I think Noel Carman is the one that did go around and lost a number of positions, but Narasaja couldn't find a way through past Emzo. Had a brilliant start. Now is 0.5 of a second up the road already. Tixi a further 6/10 back, so already we're starting to see a little bit of spacing between the drivers. And we'll quickly run through the positions gained and lost. The top two remain the same. Tixi's made up 2 positions, Dicta's made up 4, and Hibber's made up 6. So in all the carnage that occurred, Hib is the one to benefit the most, and is already they've lost quite a bit of time to their rivals. But they are going to be able to bring that back later on in the Grand Prix. We'll go back to nothing at the moment on the screen, on the timing tower. B-Bug, I think, is actually trying to go wheel to wheel with Metal Maskin. Lap 1 now complete. We've got to wait until lap number 3 until DRS becomes active. The luxury of being able to open up the flap on the rear wing, reducing drag down the straight. 2 DRS zones in towards turn number 1 and in towards Les Combes. Edo and Dicta going to fight in towards the Kemmel straight here, and I think Edo's got that one pretty nice and tidily. See the rear view shot, yeah, easy as you like. Go back on board with some of the leaders here. Snarastarja is closing up to the rear of Emzo. No DRS active yet, but they will get a healthy dose of it down at the Kemmel straight. We could see drivers potentially try and back off, let their rivals through, to take DRS purposely off of them and overtake them in towards Les Combes. Bit of a weird strategy, but it is one that works. See it in other leagues. As for the rest of the grid, seems to be spacing out a little bit. Gaben, though, is closing to the back of Mali. A very intense lap number 1, calming down already on lap 2. But the McLaren driver, only 3/10 back. He's got a good run through Paul Frere, as has Mali on cello. But I think Gaben is going to be able to possibly make a dive in towards the bus stop chicane. 2/10 back now. Could be ambitious, but could try and make it work. He's into the braking zone. They close up. We're here locking up from drivers in front, but not enough to get a run in towards the corner. Here we go now. DRS has been enabled. They don't get it for the first corner, but they do have it through Eau Rouge. We'll get it just after this. The detection zone is around about here. And now up the hill they go. See if anyone has got a run on their rivals to go for a move in towards Les Combes. Emzo weaving down the straight. Narasada does want to bite at the cherry, crack at the whip, but into the braking zone. Not close enough to go for a move. Oh, Coleman's found a way through on Metal Maskin. Doesn't want to take that one lying down, but has to concede eventually. No major moves aside for Noel Coleman. Just trying to make their way back up the order of having a spin in towards turn number 1 on lap 1, caught up in the La Source chaos. Lord Gaben getting a reputation of picking up penalties early on. They did it last week in Russia. Completely screwed over the Grand Prix. I believe they could have had a healthy dosage of points. It was all thrown into the bin. Same thing occurred at Britain too, so they're struggling at the moment. Lap number 3 already picked up 3 warnings. It's giving them a 3-second time penalty. Now Narastarja, 0.3 of a second back to Emzo. That gap is closing. So they are looking like that they are going to be in a good position to potentially make a move. See Emzo having to defend slightly to the inside and towards the bus stop chicane. But I knew that the Mercedes car wouldn't want to be the aggressor through there. Possibly in towards turn number 1. Emzo won't fight this one. So I know that they have the run in towards the Kemmel straight. And I know for a fact Narastarja could have gone for that move. He decided not to pick up DRS this time by. Already closing. 68% in the battery of power to use. And off the exit of Radion. Here they go down the straight now. Narastarja's got the run on Emzo, who I don't think can fight this one whatsoever. Wheel to wheel down the straight, easy as you like. Tixi in behind. Not really going to be able to have a say in this fight. Through Les Combes. A little bit of a slide on the curves. Very deadly on this game. Just about managed to hold it. Very nice indeed. Aston Martin, of course. Constructors leaders at the moment. 138 points for Cool Tixie. Already taken out a lot from the tyres. Almost had a spin there. Managed to hold it. It's tricky there at No Name Corner on the traction. But again, has managed to just about maintain and not spin. Their teammate Nugget Box in behind. Tixie managed to have a brilliant start. Overtake both Cello and their rival and their teammate Nugget Box. Nugget Box could have a way back through. See if Mali here is able to launch an attack on Cello. Through Franchorchamps they go. Or Gaben as well, watch for him in the back. In towards the bus stop chicane. Not enough. No one wants to go for a move through there. Gaben off the exit of the chicane. Found it pretty difficult to get the power down in the most efficient way. Lit up the tyres, but managed to just about hold it. Now we get the run from La Source, turn number 1. In towards Eau Rouge and Rabion. We're watching Mali now. Close up to the rear of Cello with the DRS train. What we mean by it, in full effect. Very difficult to make a move when everyone feels the effects of DRS. Dicta unfortunately does not. It's going to make it an easy overtake for Noel Mali. Back into the top 10 now. In P9. Started in 7th. Now I've got 1.4 seconds, just 1.5 seconds under that margin until they can fight against Edu, who has struggled at this point to keep pace with the top 7, all following in a train at the moment. They're all following in a train at the moment. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That's Hib out of this Grand Prix. Could see a safety car for that. And indeed we do. I just went to see if Danny, I think Danny might have a little check up on Hib. Gone off at Campos. That's the Alpine state done. Safety car, lap number 5. And surely that's going to spark some action down at the pit lane. There we go, Narastarja in. Emzo in, Tixie in. Nugget Box. Should not have done that. Nugget Box really is going to compromise their Grand Prix. It's going to help out anyone on a set of their softs. They've got free chance to go on to a new set of tyres. It's also really going to hinder Lord Gaben. Now actually able to slip out of the pit lane. I think the timing was just about right there. But you see Nugget Box had to double stack with their teammate. And now is all the way down in 10th position. Lost out to a few drivers here. Edu's been the one to benefit the most. Cello's also lost out a good few places here. Now let's have a look at the tyres, just see what they've all opted for. So Emzo, Tixie, Cello, Nugget Box, Mali and Noel Mali, as is Papa Aberg and Blue Monkey. They've all opted for a set of mediums. Try and run them to the end. And then interestingly enough, Emzo, sorry not Emzo, Narastarja, Lord Gaben, Edu, Viberg, Lil Tango, Bubbles, Metal Maskin and Danny White, they've all gone for a set of the hards. So the grid is essentially split here. We'll see what that means for these drivers. If you're just joining us now, we're on safety car conditions. A crash down at Campos for Hib. Put an end to their day very swiftly. Now we're under safety car. Everyone's just pitted. Aside for Dicta. The only one not to come into the pit lane. Be advisable too. Trying to stick to their original strategy. Go mediums to soft. This will make it a little bit easier for them. But well, they're going to lose out a lot of track position. The grid have been bunched up together now. You know what, whilst we're under the safety car period, I'm going to search up Spa-Francorchamps facts. Just for a bit of light-hearted fun. So, elevation change at Eau Rouge alone, 35 meters. I didn't know that one. In 2019, of course, we saw Charles Leclerc take his first ever win on what was a very emotional weekend. Maiden victory in Formula 1. It's the first time any driver's done that since Michael Schumacher. Is that an omen to the future? Anastasia boxes again. The Mercedes car decided that they made a mistake on the tyre that they were on. Gone for the mediums now. This really is going to hinder their Grand Prix. Now out in 16th. They've got to charge through the grid here. Maybe it was a mistake on their behalf. Hope maybe if they get into back onto the podium, we could get an interview from him. But very high drama stuff here in SRL. Got a minimum of 2 laps under the safety car, and we go back towards green flag racing. So the grid at the moment is looking like this. Dicta, who is yet to make a pit stop and is going to commit to this strategy, currently leading at the moment. Emzo in second, the net leader. P3 for Tixi. And Lord Gaben finds himself in a net P3. Edo in fifth place. Cello in 6th, 7th for Nugget Box. Both Cello and Nugget Box had to double stack behind their teammates. But thinking about it and where they've actually come out, it's probably the best position they could have been. I said Mali, they had to double stack with Anastasia. Noel Mali in 9th, making their comeback drive. I think this has definitely helped them out, made it a bit easier with the safety car coming out. So I think Noel Mali's probably the driver to benefit the most out of this. They don't lose any positions. On an ideal strategy. They're back to where they feel more comfortable inside the top 10. Viberg rounding out the top 10 at the moment. Minimal points for Alfa Romeo this season, so if he's able to keep the position, it'll be very, very pleasing for Fred Vasseur. We'll be watching from the pit lane at the moment. And then Lil Tango in 11th, Bubbles in 12th, Aberg in 13th, and Tomask in 14th, Blue Monkey in 15th. And then of course Anastasia pitting at the wrong opportunity. Pitted twice now on a set of the mediums in 16th. Danny Mike rounding out the grid. At the rear is an AlphaTauri, and right at the sharp end is an AlphaTauri. One meaty sandwich at the moment. 2 AlphaTauri loaves at the top and bottom. It's now Dicta's discretion as to when and where they go. But once they go, they have to commit. No feathering the throttle. Here we go off the exit of the final corner, and we are back underway. Green flag. It's a Honda 1-2 at the moment. AlphaTauri leading from Red Bull. Dicta in towards turn number 1, ahead of Emzo. Will catch the back of the grid, see if anyone is actually going to be close enough to make a move. I don't believe so. I think it is going to be crucial for Emzo to clear this lap traffic as soon as possible. This slower driver on a worse set of tyres. And that is exactly what Emzo is going to do. No DRS for 2 laps after the safety car. Dicta is going to try and fight this one. I don't think on the outside of Campos, it's going to be difficult for Emzo to make this one stick. And oh dear, that has not worked out at all. Been clipped on the right side. Been spun around. Emzo's now going to wait for every car to pass on by. And I think you've got to think that Dicta should back out of that one. Dicta on the slower set of tyres, 7 laps old compared to fresh mediums. It really is not the ideal thing to do. Viberg taking a 3-second time penalty. Admittedly, it was very ambitious for Emzo to go for that move, but he had to. And it's really unfortunate. Now Emzo right at the rear of the order, going to be in a similar position to Anastasia, in that they're going to have to fight their way back up the order. That now leads Tixi in the net race lead at the moment, who's actually going to be closing up to the back of Dicta, who is going to make it hard for them if they fight the way that they did fight with Emzo. Now down through Blanchemont. Dicta really does not want to give up the position. They've used up all of their ERS admitted to them on this lap. Tixi knows this. They're blinking red lights at the moment. Mali slips up the inside. actually around the outside of Nugget Box. Had the inside back up the way through. I think Tixie's going to go up the inside and towards turn number 1. Dicta does not want to give it up. I'll hold it around the outside. Not going to be enough though. So Tixie now leads this Grand Prix from Dicta in P2. Lord Gaben in P3. We saw Mali and Nugget Box have a short flow of affairs. But up Radion. That was actually quite cinematic. We just saw in the background Narastarja coming through the corner. And then Mali emerging at the top of the hill. Picturesque, I will put it. Narastarja is actually closing up to the back of Blue Monkey and Metal Maskin. And in towards the Campos corner now. At the chicane. Wheel bang between them at the 2 Ferrari powered cars. Narastarja can't find a way through. But off the exit of Campos. Gonna go up the inside and towards Bruchel corner. Oh my goodness me. How have he not been spun there? Looked like it made contact with Metal Maskin. Oh dear. That's a Blue Monkey into the wall. No front wing for the Ferrari car. It's gone spinning into the wall. Virtual safety car has been deployed here. Brings a halt to the action. Give me an opportunity to sip my water. It's all kicking off here in Belgium. VSC's been deployed. Blue Monkey's got a long way back to the pit lane with no front wing. And that could be race over for them in terms of competitiveness. Donning the number 27. Unfortunately, it is going to be really tricky for them to make up any positions in this race, let alone get pointed into the top 10. Metal Maskin and Narasarja came out unscathed from that affair. Lost a bit of time. Dicta takes this opportunity to come to the pit lane now. See what tyres they fit. No more net positions though. On lap 10, Tixie's got to drive through. Our race leader speeds under VSC. Get a drive through penalty. That's got to be tough to see there. The drivers behind are going to know he's got to drive through. I've got to push now, and Cello knows this because now on towards Edu, onto the back of him towards the Kemmel Straight. Both of them have got DRS, but Cello is going to have the overdrive and in towards Les Combes. We saw Red Bull overtaking here earlier, not going well. Edu fights one around the outside. We could have seen a repeat of the event because Edu really did not want to give that one up. Cello did manage to hold on to it. Nugget Box is also being invited back into this affair. Blue Monkeys finally found their way back into the pit lane. Gone on to a set of medium compound tyre. Mali on the back of Nugget Box through Puon. Can't really make a move through here. But Edu is pulling off a bit of a train off the exit of Puon. Mali sees an opportunity in towards Campos. Tried to find a way up the inside. Wasn't quite there though. Noel Carman's in the train too. 5-car train led by a hard runner. And 4 mediums bringing up the rear. See if anyone wants to attempt for a move in towards Franchorchamps. I don't believe so. But possibly down the Kemmel Straight, this could get interesting. In towards the final 2 corners of the lap. Is Tixie going to serve their drive-through? Not now. They keep it out as long as they can. They know they have the pace on their rival at the moment. No need to come to pits for 3 laps. But they will have to eventually pull in to the pit lane. Narasarja, quickest man out on circuit at the moment. Currently in 12th, doing a great job to pull themselves back up the order after a miscalculated strategy. Here we go, up the hill now. Cello has got the run on Edu. Down the straight, easy as you like. What about Mali though? Closing up to the back of Nugget Box. Nugget Box defends to the inside. Mali's gonna have to go a long way round. Gonna make a switchback move work, possibly through Campos. I don't believe that one's worked. Closing up towards Bruchel. Not close enough to go for a move up the inside or around the outside. So the race continues on. Cello now in P3, ahead of the hard runner of Edu. I think Cello actually at the moment is our net race leader. Tixie's got to serve their drive-through. Gaben has their time penalties as well. Bubbles and Narastarja swapping positions at the moment through Puon. That was Narastarja going up the inside of the Ferrari. Wow. Now they got one more position until they're back inside the top 10 and in the point paying positions. 2 Alfa Romeos currently occupying 9th and 10th. Mercedes on fire at the moment. Quickest driver out on circuit at the moment. Fastest lap currently to their name. Now down towards Blanchimont. We'll see if they can dive up the inside of Happer Aberg. It'll be difficult for the Mercedes. They had a thought, they had a think. They thought about going for it. Bubbles certainly tried to go for it, very deep on the brakes. Here we go though. Mercedes car on 2 Alfa Romeos. I don't think that one's going to be a move made yet. Here we are though, Shadow took away the fastest lap. Dicta takes it back though. Now down the straight through here on Lord Gaben. Easy as you like. What about Nugget Box on Edu, who has got DRS just on the McLaren car in front. Nugget Box not going to find a way through there. Now Staja kicks off 1 Alfa Romeo. Could try and get the double overtake up the inside and towards Campos. I don't think about it again. Still has got 11 laps in this Grand Prix. Got any yellow flags, that's Bubbles around. No visible damage on the Ferrari car. Now they run 16th and 17th. A bad day for the Tifosi. Mali, I think, is heading off somewhere. Noel Coleman gets past them. And now he's right on the back of the Nugget Box. Noel Coleman's recovery drive going very well for them. And I really am enjoying this race. To put it very frank, this is a brilliant Grand Prix so far. A lot of action, a lot of blunders. And I'm not too sure as to who it's going to come down to. Who will take the checkered flag? Of course, Tixie. I think this lap they have to serve the penalty that they have got. Right on board with Noel Coleman. Yellow flags through sector 3 as Wiberg out of the Grand Prix. That's down at full flare. Safety car out once again. See if we can catch the Alfa Romeo. There we go, they're off to the side. Completely out. That's causing some action down in the pit lane. Tixie pits, but they can't serve their drive-through. Going to be soft compound tyres going on for them. Likely is for the McLaren as well. Going to bring Narastarja back in this race as well. So once again, the tides turn in this race. Medium tyres, interestingly enough, going on for Gaben Edu. But I think when you're doing 2 laps on the safety car, they'll likely restart on lap 15. I think they could go to the end on a set of the softs. They're going to have the better pace as well. So it all shifts backwards and forwards in this race. Cello now leads from Nugget Box in second. Noel Coleman in third. None of these drivers opted to pit. Tixie's coming to the pits and almost going right into the back of Noel Coleman there. It's a stamp on the brakes. Wiberg leaving the session out of this Grand Prix. I think quickly I'm going to take this opportunity whilst we're under the safety car period. Take this opportunity to slip away quickly. Refill my water bottle because I feel it is going to be needed. I'll keep on board with Tixie, I guess, on the set of the softs. Back in just moments notice. I am back. We are back for the safety car period. But at least it will help the Ferraris, who were both spun around and into the wall at one point for Blue Monkey. This is going to help him close back up to the pack. Going to benefit Dicta. Could have been a lot further back than they actually are. If if it weren't for the safety car period. They actually pitted on the VSC, didn't they? Victor pitted on the VSC, but was brought them back into the fray. Had 2 safety cars in this Grand Prix. How about that? 2 championship rivals. In 11th and 12th at the moment. Outside the points. They're going to be waging war to get track position early. Climb their way back up the order. Whilst we've got the time, let's look at all the penalties. 3-second penalty for Dynamite, Gaben, Lil Tango, and Metal Maskin. Drive through for Tixie. The lap count has been reset. So we'll have to serve it eventually. Had the opportunity to do so already. I'd say probably would have been smart to serve it as early as you could. Safety car, you never know with when it will come out. They would have been last anyways. So I think it was really a smart move to just pit as soon as you could. And use your pressure tires to close back up to the back. If the safety car comes out, then great. And that is what's happened. Safety car did come out. But unfortunately, Tixie's not served their drive-through. Now they are going to have to come into the pits, serve that drive-through. In a much worse off position, be way further back than I'd imagine they'd normally be. If it weren't for the safety car. There'll be less chances for it to come out later on. So Tixie might have messed it up today. But they are going to be superior pace at the moment. They can still cause issues, hinder other drivers when they can. You know, they've got 3 medium runners in front of them. They're now easily going to be able to take it to the end of this race. Safety car in this lap. Cello now gets to let the Mercedes safety car bolt off into the pit lane. We'll be back on the way very soon in this race. It's Cello from Noel Box and Noel Carman. They are 1, 2 and 3, all on a set of the medium compound of tyre at this point. Here we go, Cello opted to go now. Out of Blanchemont and in towards the bus stop chicane. No overtaking until the safety car line. And we could get back underway racing here. I don't think drivers would have expected him to go this early. But here we are, now back underway. No way. I don't think. No way. So Tixie, his time has not been reset. Still going. I think it's a glitch. I think they are still going in this Grand Prix. No, Tixie's out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This game does that. Tixie disqualified from this Grand Prix. We're back underway at racing here. Lord Gaven on the back of Edu in the Alpine car. And in towards Campos. We'll see if he's able to put in a shift. I'm disappointed. I'd have thought Tixie would have had the opportunity. I guess they just had to have come in. They'd have had to have come in right on the safety car restart. They didn't do that. But I'd have thought there'd be some sort of reset. It is a real shame at this point. And meanwhile, further back, Emzo on a fresh set of soft compound tyre. It's now already up into 9th position and inside the top 10. Aristide has not been able to overtake anyone just yet. Still has the opportunity. Right up behind Papa Aberg. Could be in their best interest to stick with Emzo. Let them clear off all the traffic, use up their tyres early and just follow on through. Slip on by later on in this race. I think they know that. Already closing up to the rear, but what Lil Tango got the inside of Blanchemont on Dynamite. And now Emzo's got the overspeed. In towards the bus stop chicane. Got to go long way around. Into the braking zone, deep on the brakes. Gets right ahead. Now 2 cars separate the 2 main soft runners in this race. To the frustration, I'd imagine, of Narastaja. Now got to come back at Papa Aberg. Unable to clear the Alfa Romeo. Give a little bit of a love tap. Let him know that he's there. Emzo has really been impressive this race so far. Of course, the pole sitter being spun around on the first safety car restart. Now they're the one attacking on Lil Tango. Into P7. Lil Tango, not really much defense to be put up there. Papa A-Bug trying to overtake on Dynamite. And Narastaja's got to be so annoyed about this one here. Here goes Papa A-Bug though. Looking possibly up the inside in towards Bruxelles. All this fighting's creating a rift between the top 8 and the rest of the pack. Papa A-Bug going around the outside. Narastaja trying to follow on through. Don't tell me he's going to go around the outside of Puon. I think he's just had to back out there. Dynamite does go off the circuit. But they expected Narastaja to at least try and fight that one. Narastaja backed out. Decided it wasn't worth it. Possibly looking through Paul Frere now. Yellow flags, Dicta's gone off. I don't know if we'll see a safety car or not. So here they go, down towards Blanchimont. It's got to be the opportunity, it's got to be where he goes for the move. Narastaja surely lost too much time already. They've got to go for it. But again, hanging back, they're playing too safe here. DRS has been enabled now, so that could give them the better ability to go for these moves, and they see the opportunity round the outside in towards La Source, the first corner here. Danny might be unwise to fight this one back. Take a break from this battle to go back on board with the high-flying Emzo. Got a brilliant run through Radion and off the exit and in towards the Kemmel Straight. Job done. Mali could not put up a defence. Narastaja finally finds a way through on the drivers that he was stuck behind for over a lap. Dicta retires in the pit lane. 14 runners now left in this Grand Prix. Cello leads the way on 10 lap hold medium tyres with only 5 laps left to go here. Looking really good for the Red Bull team. One driver leading the way, the other one charging towards a podium. Right in the lead train at the moment. They already have position over Lord Gaben. Does have time penalty, 3 seconds to their name. Got that very early on. Yellow flags, the other AlphaTauri of Dynamite has gone off. That's who won. Not been a good day for the Italian outfit. Cello's lost the lead. I didn't even realise that. Cello's lost the lead. Noel Coleman going to slip up the inside of of Cello. Nugget Box now leads the way. Noel Coleman in second. And it's all congesting up. Concertina effect in towards the bus stop chicane. Lord Gaben trying to look up the inside, around the outside now. Switches to the outside. They're going to run wheel to wheel towards the first corner. Emzo trying to filter our way through into this one. Cello's vulnerable to both of them in towards the first corner. Gaben goes up the inside of the Red Bull car who led this race before Sector 3. Now is all the way off the podium as on the run up towards Orujan Radion. Not going to be able to put up a fight. Here we go, rising up the hill. We've got to watch the move for the potential lead and winner this Grand Prix, because here we go. Now down the straight in towards the Kemmel Straight. There 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. Noel Coleman finds a way through, takes the lead in this Grand Prix. Cello trying to fight this one back as well. And Nugget Box going to be swamped up by the pack as down the inside goes Lord Gaben. Going to run around the outside of the next part of this chicane. Nugget Box going to lose out to the lead of this race as Edu trying to find a way through. Cello's down in towards 6th position now. Let his teammate through, who is going to be He's going to be relishing in these conditions where all the drivers are bunched up on a set of the soft compound tyre, but they've got to use them up quickly because they will go off in just a few more laps. Nugget Box, sorry, I don't know why I said Nugget Box. Multiple penalties coming out here. Mali's trying to find a way through on Cello. Might have some wing damage. I don't know what has happened to them in this race. They've lost so much time and they're losing all the pace that they had. Mali trying to find a way through Stabalot. Now up towards Paul Frere, had a half look. Tried to go for the move, but didn't quite work out. And all the fighting as well. It's invited Narastaja back into the affair. Then towards the bus stop chicane they go. The Finn trying to see if their teammate can sneak away up the inside of Cello. Now the Mercedes and the Red Bull have met each other on circuit. Lord Gaben round the outside in towards the first corner on Nugget Box. No fight put up there. What What about Narastarja? Trying to find a way through. Overtake their teammate. Hasn't quite worked out. But now we're going to rise back up the hill. And see how this affair turns out. Emzo's already got the run. Down the straight here. I think Edu as well. Trying to find an opportunity to attack the McLaren and the Aston Martin. They could be almost 4 abreast coming in towards Campos. Edu up the inside of Nugget Box. Makes the move stick. Emzo as well trying to find a way through around the outside through here. Brilliant stuff. All around. Lord Gaben as well. Sneaking up the inside in towards Brachelta downhill. Right-hander Nugget Box, who led this race again earlier on, and it's almost the exact same as what happened to Cello, who, by the way, has gone around. They've lost a number of positions. Now Narastarja's got a penalty. Penalty for our championship leader in this race. We are coming towards the twilight era, where it all ends very soon. We're on lap 19 of 22, and it's been a very intense race so far, and I think I've got to have a big swig of water here. Just so my voice is actually prepared for the final part of this race. Here they go though. Narastarja on his teammate. And Mali on Nugget Box. You'll see the difference in tyres really come into effect now. Because Mali's on the fresh mediums around the outside. At the first part of the bus stop chicane, that switches to the inside. And now off the exit of the corner, they're going to run wheel to wheel. It's going to invite the other Mercedes as well into the affair. In towards turn number 1. Who's going to be the later on the brakes? It seems like Nugget Box with the inside line. That's going to work out in their favour. Now Narastarja will sneak up the inside of their teammate. Off the exit of the corner. Now they're running wheel to wheel. Mali backs out. Here comes Narastarja. Cello retires in the pit lane. Out of this Grand Prix. And they're 3 wide. Down the Kemmel Straight. Narastarja caught in the middle. The 2 Mercedes run wheel to wheel in tandem together for 5th position on circuit. Who's got the better drive? It's Narastarja on the inside. That switches to the outside for the next part of the Campos chicane and off the exit of the corner. Brilliant stuff from Narastarja to take it from Mali. It's been an epic drive from the Finnish driver. And the voice really is going down the drain, I'll tell you. I have been sick in these last couple of days. And just over this week. So my voice is really taking a beating. And a Finnish driver in the Mercedes. Making moves. Our little Tango's also been invited into the battles. Nugget Box led this race at one point. Now down in 8th. So it has all shifted in this Grand Prix. And we're coming up towards 2 laps to go here. I think we've got to shift our attention to the battle for the lead. Edu as well. Trying to find a way back through. I'd imagine Emzo's tyres not in the best condition. Given their 6-lap hold. 2 of those laps were under safety car conditions. So I think Emzo completing the comeback drive. It's going to be a pleasure if we get them in the commentary box and in the interview room. We'll see how all this turns out. Lap 21 and 22. It's all coming to a climax right here. Noel Coleman managed to pull a gap. Once he overtook Nugget Box for the lead of this race. But now Emzo is closed up to the back of the Williams car, who's helpless. Like a small little animal in the wild, hunted by the lion. A hyena. Defenseless against Emzo. The Red Bull charging at them down the straight. Easy. It's too easy for Emzo. I'd like to have thought that Noel Coleman put up a bit more of a fight. Try and block ever so slightly. Maybe hold the line for a little bit, then quickly shift it when he thought Emzo would go for the move. That didn't happen, but I'd say that is respectable, given that they're still trying to maintain position. They know that they were going to lose the position anyways, given that DRS is so strong down the Kemmel Straight. But it would have been nice. I think it is all about damage limitation. As oh my goodness me, Edu's gone around. We were watching on board with the Alpine car. They've spun off the circuit. Spun off and gone around. Somehow they got a time penalty as well for a collision with Lil Tango. I didn't even see them make contact. Idu spins at Campos. I don't think Noel Garman's given this battle up, by the way. Because now, lap 22 of 22 begins. We're at the end of this race. The last lap begins now. Emzo starting on pole position. Being spun around at the first safety car restart. I've got to have a sip of water before this all gets good. Spun around on the first safety car restart. Now has climbed their way back up through the order. And I just think Noel Coleman's too far back. We'll see though. Because down the straight, Emzo weaving to try to break the toe. It's not enough. It is not enough. Mali loses the position to Lil Tango now. Noel Coleman could have seen the chance of the win fade away from them. But there is still an opportunity. Here we go. Emzo leading this race. And what has been one of the best races this season, I'd imagine. Filled with twists and turns. But it all comes to a close. Just got one more sector after this next part. Sector 2. Through Campos for the final time. And down in towards Stavelot. The lowest altitude that this circuit has. Noel Coleman has got 5/10 of a second between himself and a race win. Here they go. Down through Blanchimont for the final time in this Grand Prix. Both of them blinking red lights, indicating that their battery has been completely drained. The opportunity goes awry. Emzo in towards the braking zone for the final time in the Belgian Grand Prix. Emzo stands atop the podium to cross the line. It's the win for the Red Bull team. They take victory here. Noel Coleman in second. Mali rounds off the podium, losing out Gaben 5/1000 of a second. Given they had a 3-second time penalty, it still can be contested. Narastaja still performs a comeback to 5th. Nugget Box in 6th. 7th for Lil Tango. Papa Abug in 8th. 9th for Edu. Metal Maskin 10th. Missing out on points is Blue Monkey, Bubbles and Dynamite. But how about that from Emzo? What a race. Emzo fighting with Noel Coleman right to the end. Hopefully we can get both of these guys in for an interview. As well as Mali. I believe this is a debut race for Mali. Unless that's Skillers under a different name. But I'm going to quickly join the channel. Alright, let's hop in the box. Yeah, okay. Gonna hop in the commentary box, which I'm just really trying to find the room. I won't lie. I'll mute myself as well. Okay. So, race comes to an end. We'll have, just quickly before we bring everyone in, have a full rundown of the results. Emzo wins. Noel Coleman second. 3rd for Mali. 4th for Lord Gaben. Narastaja in 5th. Nugget Box 6th. Lil Tango in 7th. 8th for Papa Aberg. Edu in 9th. Rounding the top 10. Final points playing position goes to Metal Maskin. Blue Monkey in 11th. 12th for Bubbles. Dynamite 13th. 14th for Cello. Dicta 15th. 16th for Tixie. All these guys actually DNF'd, unfortunately. Cello, Dicta, Vberg and Heb all DNF'd. And then there's disqualification for Tixie, which personally I think wasn't justified. Just got to move on. I'll bring you back over to the screen. And I'm going to exit out of the game. Just so you won't have that in your ear. I'll bring some drivers in for an interview. Okay, I think I'll bring in, if they are watching, hopefully they want to come in. Let me know in the chat if you are watching. And if I could drag you in. Because I see that Noel is streaming at the moment to them in the waiting room. So I don't really want to disturb them. But I guess we can talk about next week. Where we are headed to. We are headed to the Temple of Speed. We're headed to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. 27 laps around there. Brilliant circuit. Taking a lot of that very quickly as well. And it really is one of my favourite circuits to commentate on. Not really to drive. I'm not a huge fan of it, but we do move. We move. As you know what, I think I'll take the gamble. I'll bring in our race winner here, Emzo. Welcome. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hopefully I didn't bring you in at a bad time. But I'd like to talk about your race from your point of view, and I think we'll go to one of the big turning points. That incident at the safety car restart with the AlphaTauri driver. Tell me what happened there.
Yeah, I don't really know. I was going on the outside and there was not really space and I had no time to brake. So I don't know. I have to watch it, the replay later to see what really happened. But yeah.
Yeah, it seemed really unfortunate. I'm not too sure. The camera angle wasn't great. But we watched you try to come back on. It was really unfortunate how that all turned out. But the decision to go on to set the softs, tell me what went through your head when you were thinking about coming into the pit lane.
Well, I knew that Narastaya was going for the soft, so I had to counter back. So I went for the soft also because I know he's leading the construction, the driver construction. So I had to fight back. So I went for the soft.
And can you just confirm it's a Narastaya?
Yes, Narastaya.
Okay, okay. I was getting mocked in the in the live chat about the way I pronounce it. I pronounce it Narastaja, which is wrong. So I will implement that into my commentary. But then the battle for the win, the final parts of it, and we saw a huge sort of like sort of just big one massive ball of cars fighting all at once. Were there any moments where you thought, okay, this is getting a bit worrying. I need to make my moves now.
Yeah, I was in a voice chat with Cello, and I told him I don't know how I'll be able to do this because I saw 3 or 4 drivers just battling around, and I thought that there was no chance for me to get through. But then some of them made some mistakes, and I saw my chance, and I went for it.
And went for it. You did, and you took the win. Really pleased as to how that one turned out. I believe is this your first win of the season? I think.
I believe so.
Nice. Well,
but it was a good one.
oh, well, it was a brilliant win, and I'll let you enjoy it. I've got no more questions for you. Really well done once again.
Thank you.
I'll let you get away, and good luck for Italy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, so next up, I think I'll bring in Noel Coleman. He is streaming to everyone. You know what? I've got to move him in. Hello, Noel, once again. I apologise for interrupting your stream there to everyone.
No worries.
Right, so your race, from your point of view, how did that one go for you?
Well, not too good. I mean, it went good in the end, right? But the start was a disaster. I was like lost by turn 1. I have to look back at that, but I got spun. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a racing incident, but I got spun in turn 1, so I was pretty much lost. But safety car helped me out massively, and people pitted when I don't think they should have, and they pitted through the wrong tire. So I got extremely lucky. And people made mistakes all around, so I just kept getting spaces. That's nice race to be honest, kind of satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, you execute the strategy perfectly, but then coming towards the end of the race, you were fighting for the win with Emzo, and we saw on the final lap that you didn't. Actually, on lap 21, you didn't really decide to fight it too hard. What was kind of going through your head there?
I couldn't. I mean,
Uh,
what can I tell you? I didn't have that much ERS, and I didn't want to use it all. So it's like, okay, if I want to have a chance of winning this, I'm just gonna wait the next lap. But next lap, I obviously didn't have the speed for it because he was so much far from the soft. Sunny is probably faster than me generally. I did not that much practice before this.
Yeah, I mean, I did mention when you were getting when the move was being made that you couldn't really fight it too hard, but
Nah.
I mean you did all you could, and still a second position is really impressive at Belgium. And next week, of course, we're headed to Italy. We're headed to Monza. How do you feel
Oh,
about
no.
that circuit?
Well, I liked it before they made the changes to the curb, but now you use the curbs now, so I don't like the curb. It's so slow, and I don't really like it, to be honest. To be honest, if you ask me, it's a shit track now, but it is what it is. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. We'll see where we go from there.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck in that race. I've got no more questions for you, so I'll let you get away now. Really well done once again, and best of luck for the next week.
Thank you, mate.
Okay, so with that, we'll bring in our final podium driver into the commentary box. We'll bring in Mali. Mali, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I want to get your race first of all, from your point of view. How'd that one go for you?
Yeah, it was good. I felt pretty good with my lap in qualifying. I think it was good enough for like P7 or P6, if I'm not mistaken. Had a good start, gained a couple of positions. Then in the safety car, we had a double stack, so I lost like 4 or 5 positions. Pretty much all the place that I gained, I lost in the first safety car. So I was back to 10th, and then the second safety car came out a couple of laps later, so I pitted for fresher mediums. That's till the end, and yeah, just try to stay in the DRS of the guys behind and take it to P3 without penalties. So it's a good one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned about the penalty factor. Were you sort of being more cautious to not get penalties? Because I know a lot of drivers in this race, probably over half the field, did get a 3-second time penalty. So were you like overly worried about getting a penalty?
Yeah, it's a tough track to stay without penalties because the corners are so fast and just one snap of oversteering you're outside the lines. So I got a good first half, pretty clean of the race. Got like 1 warning until like lap 18. Then I got another one. So I think it's 3 warnings and then a penalty, right? So I had like 1 warning to spare. But in the final laps, I took it really easy and just took it cautious to stay without penalties. Because the safety car just bunched the field up so much. So I knew it would be important to have no penalties.
Yeah, I mean, it was really impressive. I know there was only a few drivers that didn't get penalties, and well, I think no one in the top 3 actually got a penalty. You did end up beating Gaben by 5 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah, it was so close. I never really see margins like that when it comes to like finishing positions. But next week we head to Monza, Temple of Speed. How do you feel about that track?
I like it. A lot of people don't like it in this game because they changed the curbs so we can't cut them as much. But I like that. I just want to race within the lines and not for the consistency. But I don't know if I can partake next week because this was my first race in this league as a reserve, and I just got like ahead of it. So, and next week I'm actually moving out to work as a ski instructor. So I don't know yet exactly what day I'll be going. But if I'm not gone by Sunday, I'll for sure race here next week as well.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope to see you again back in the race because it was really some impressive stuff. But I've got no more questions for you, so I'll let you get away and enjoy the podium.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Absolutely. Best of luck with moving in and your new job, and I wish you the best, man.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Goodbye.
All right. So with that, everybody, that brings us to the end of what was probably race of the season so far. It was one of the best Grand Prix in this league that I've commentated on. Really did enjoy it. But that's all from me. Next week, next Sunday, we head to Italy at the Circuit de Monza. Of course, nicknamed the Temple of Speed. Thank you, everyone, for watching today. I'm going to head off now. I've got dinner soon. So I think it is best that I end it now. I've got no more podium interviews to conduct. So from me, it is thank you and good night. Stay safe, everybody. And enjoy your weeks. I'll see you on Sunday.